show you how to do some simple wreaths, doodle wreaths. So you can use anything circular. I'm going to go with this cup because I quite like how big it is. Like with my handwriting video, feel free to skip forward, to pause and practice, or use it however you would like to use it to practice your wreaths. So for the first basic wreath, once you've got your circle shape, all you're going to do is do a little heart, which is like 2 teardrops on either side. So that's it for the whole wreath. You just go around doing a little heart. I like to start on both sides to make sure it kind of looks symmetrical-ish. It's not that important, but that's just what I like to do. So I'm just going to speed that up and colour in those hearts. So the second wreath is very similar, but I'm going to do my outline in pencil so I don't get that black mark through all my hearts. And then I'm just going to go around with the hearts once again. Once I've done all the hearts, I'm going to follow around the pencil line with my pen. I was going to follow it with the cup, but I decided against it. It's just as easy to follow the pencil lines. And then I'm going to go back around and do more lines so it's got more of a viney feel to the little lines in between the hearts. After that, I'm just going to add some green to those parts, and then I'll just colour in the hearts, and that's the next style wreath. The third wreath is nice and simple, and it's all leaves or foliage. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the sides of the circle rather than going around the whole circle. I'm going to go along them with upside down tear shapes, and I'm going to do those tear shapes all the way to the top, doing one right at the very point of the end of the line too to finish off the leaf wreath. Oh, that's hard to say. Okay, so this next one's not the flashes. I just scribbled a circle, 2 leaves, and scribbled a flower in the middle. I'm not the happiest with it, so I just sped it up really fast to move on. Okay, so this is a quite easy wreath, but it looks a little bit more detailed. I've used it in one of my Bible journal entries before, so it starts again with a circle. Then you just need to do some flower-like shapes all around the circle. So I alternate, thank you Dana, one inside the circle and one outside the circle. How I'm doing these little flowers is I'm just doing a little scribble in a circular shape. So it's not a detailed flower, it's just a little scribble in a circular shape. But once you get all your watercolours and colouring on these different shapes, it actually stands out and looks really nice. So I've kind of made it uneven everywhere and it's a bit tight. You don't need this many flowers, but I'm kind of filling up the gaps. The next element I add to the flowers is on the opposite side of each flower I just add a little leaf. So I'm going to go back around and do that now, and I'll just speed it up while I put those leaves on. The next element we're going to add are little leaves coming off. They're going to be very similar to the wreath that says yay in it. So I'm just going to start with those little lines and then go up with teardrop, upside down teardrops all the way to the top. So next I'm just going to do the next element are like berries. Sorry about Zana in the background. So I'm just going to go 2 little lines shooting off in the inside of this wreath, and do a little circle on the end of each of the lines. And just follow the circle round wherever you think there's a gap, and follow that round and put those little berries in. So even if your wreath looks not the greatest, the next element really makes it look good. So all it is is little circles everywhere that act as well as berries. So all you have to do is put circles all the way around, and it really bulks up the wreath and makes it look much better. So I've used the same style wreath in my Bible journal, so it's just up here, and I've just coloured it with watercolours. So the next wreath, I'm going to start like the yay wreath, but I'm going to do it upside down, so I'm going to miss out some parts of the circle on the sides of the circle. As a variation, instead of going all the way up with my little teardrop leaves, I'm going to leave gaps in between them to just give a variation on this. This is really simple and it's quite nice and effective as well. Don't forget to put a little leaf on the end to finish off the little stem, I guess. Now for this next wreath, I'm using pencil, and I'm just going to draw little simple roses all the way around. You can actually draw anything all the way around. The circle just acts as your guide, and as long as you chuck it in a circular motion, you can create a wreath of nearly any kind of picture. So basically this rose is just a circle that is split using two lines, and so it has a little triangle at the top of the circle. And then all I'm going to do is colour in that little triangle a dark colour. In this case I'm going to colour it in dark pink, and then the sides light pink, and it forms this cute little rose. For the leaves on the rose, again I've just used the upside down teardrops. So for this next wreath, which you didn't see me draw because the camera didn't record it, all I did was I left gaps at the top and the bottom of the circle and did little hearts in the gaps, and then I used the same upside down teardrop leaf shape. So that was really easy. I'm doing something similar again, but this time I'm going to do 4 parts of the circle, so leaving a gap at the top and bottom and the 2 sides. I'm going to have all the leaf stems pointing inwards to the centre of the circle, so I'm doing the same teardrop shape leaves again and leaving a space. So I'm going to do the top ones pointing into the centre, and then I'm just going to put a little heart at the top and do the same thing at the bottom, but they're going to point upwards to the centre. So this next one, I'm just going to show you that you can put anything in a circle. So I'm just going to vary it with random leaves that I just think of off the top of my head. So I'm doing random little looking leaves, all in a circular motion following my pencil line around. And then once I've done all my random leaves, I'm doing 2 of each type. I'm just going to put hearts all the way around it, just like I did with circles in my other full wreath. And that's the end of that one. I really like the idea of the next wreath. It's really simple, so I'm just going to leave a space opposite each other on the 2 diagonal sides of the wreath, which you'll see here. And then all I'm going to do to fill up that space is draw some random flowers. So I'm going to do some squiggly lines for a flower, do a tulip-ish shape for another flower, and some more squiggly lines. And then all I'm going to do is add leaves everywhere, and those are going to be, that's basically going to be my wreath. I'll also add colour. But you don't even have to do the line all the way around. You could just do the little flower embellishments on the line and rub out the rest of the wreath guideline. Or you could do little dots or something, so it doesn't have to be a solid line, but I really like this look. It's a very minimalist wreath look. These flowers are not really neat, but you don't really need them to be neat. That's the great thing about drawing wreaths, is everything doesn't need to be neat. It all just works and looks great whether it's tidy or untidy. I'm just colouring it in pen, but you could colour it in watercolours too for a nice effect. So this next one, I'm just doing a V shape with 3 teardrop leaves at the top of each of the sides of the V. I'm not really happy with it, but then when I add the circles everywhere, it kind of makes the wreath, and as I said, even an average looking wreath can look alright once you add in those circles or berries. So I'm just going to show you a couple more. This one I begin in pencil again, and I'm going to do little daisies around the circle. And once I've done that, I'm just going to fill in the gaps with some little leaves using the same upside down teardrop pattern, and that's the completion of that wreath. So it's really, it can be whatever you want. You just add any element you like and you can make up your own wreath. So this next one is probably the easiest wreath out there, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a circle and then lots of little semicircles all the way around it. So I kind of put eyes and a mouth in it, which changes this wreath into a doodle sun, but without the eyes and mouth it's still a cute little wreath on its own. Two simple ones left, so I'm just going to do different size circles all the way around for this wreath. They can look really effective when you put different colours for each circle. And the last one, I'm just going to follow the circle round with different size crosses. So when it comes to making your own wreaths, it doesn't matter what you add to it. Whatever elements you get comfortable with, just add them, and just try varying it. Try adding some leaves and some, flowers and some, chuck in a couple of hearts, but it's really up to you. So once you get used to playing with these, they can be a really valuable element in your Bible journaling. Don't forget to let me know if you do give the wreaths a try and how they went. I really like hearing from you guys and hearing what you guys are up to in your Bible journaling. So yeah, just comment below. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and like the video if you liked it or found it useful.